So one of the interesting things about this meditation, the scriptural meditation, is that the scripture itself is from the Old Testament. This has not happened that often in these meditations, but it's also interesting to me how easily this comes to mind to the author of the meditations. It's a scripture which doesn't look like it says it says something very important, but it's a wonderful meditation that the author makes of it, and it's on a topic which is repeated later on several times, namely the importance of doing the small things that we are asked to do, and not to constantly want to do great things. So this is the meditation, and the scripture is from the second book of Kings, chapter 13, verse 15. And by the way, as I have said before, these scriptures in both English and Russian will be available, will be attached in some way to these videos. So the scripture says, "Now bring me a harpist." While the harpist was playing, the hand of the Lord came upon Elisha. And the meditation is the following. The prophet Elisha, upset by the wickedness of King Joram, became very sad. He could not look at anything or decide anything. He wanted, at least for a minute, something gentle, something wholesome to soothe his disturbed spirit. And so he called a harpist, and this person, whose name is not even given, does that for which he was summoned. God gave him a musical talent, and with this talent he obediently served God's prophet in a timely way. Moreover, a wondrous great deed was accomplished during his playing. The hand of God came upon the disturbed heart of his servant Elisha, and it was revealed to him what it was that he should decide and say in God's name. His mind became clear, and his lips again proclaimed with triumphant certitude, "Thus saith the Lord." He became calm, and in the quiet of his soul he again heard God's voice. And the facilitator of all this was the obedient and diligent harpist. He responded to the summons and served as well as he could. Maybe he was a very insignificant person, but here he did a great thing. What is the significance of all this for us? Most people want to do great things, seek independence and glory, and disdain small services, something that seems trivial, considering that it is beneath them or pointless. They don't understand that something truly great does not seem like it. God's thoughts are not ours, and his evaluation is not the same as ours. 2 coins from the widow were dearer to him than all other treasures. Every piece of clothing sewn for the poor by the virtuous woman, as described in Acts chapter 9, verses 36 through 41, is counted by him, and the music of this harpist is also not forgotten. On the other hand, many high-sounding and highly visible deeds have no place in him. So, quote, "As each one has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace," as St. Peter says in his first letter, chapter 4, verse 10. And remember that service rendered to one of his disciples, or prophets or messengers, will receive a great reward from the Lord.